Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Howard's Opinion. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm thrilled to have you all tuning in today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, packed with the latest sports news, analysis, and opinions. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive right into the action. Today we're kicking off with a story that's got everyone talking in the world of women's soccer. The defending champions, Brazil, have secured their spot in the Copa America Femenina final with a dominant 5-1 win over Uruguay. What a performance by the Brazilians! They're looking to make it 5 titles in a row, and with their current form, it's hard to bet against them. Let me give you the highlights. Amanda Gutierrez opened the scoring in the 11th minute, followed by Giovanna Queiroz just 2 minutes later. And then the legendary Marta converted a penalty kick in the 27th minute to put Brazil firmly in control. Gutierrez added another goal in the 65th minute, and Dudina sealed the deal with a strike in the 86th minute. Now I know what you're thinking. Can anyone stop this Brazilian juggernaut? They've won 8 of the 9 editions of the Copa America, and their record speaks for itself. Marta, the 6-time Player of the Year, has been instrumental in their success, with an astonishing 120 goals in 205 games for Brazil. The final is set to be a thrilling encounter, with Brazil facing off against Colombia next Saturday at Estadio Rodrigo Paz Delgado in Quito. It's a rematch of the 2022 Copa America Femenina final, which Brazil won 1-0. Can Colombia pull off an upset, or will Brazil continue their dominance? We'll be discussing this and more throughout the show, so stay tuned for some lively debates and expert analysis. And don't forget to share your thoughts with us on social media using the hashtag #Howard'sOpinion. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're glad you're still with us after that fascinating first segment. Now, let's dive into the world of college football and see how the top teams are shaping up for the upcoming season. As we all know, recruiting is a crucial part of building a successful program, and some teams are definitely doing better than others in that department. According to recent rankings, the Georgia Bulldogs are looking strong with a top-class recruiting haul, while the Oregon Ducks are also making waves under Dan Lanning's leadership. The Texas Longhorns are another team to watch, with a talented group of newcomers joining their roster. On the other hand, some teams are struggling to keep up. Penn State, for example, has a relatively low-ranked class despite having one of the best rosters in the country. And Auburn, well, let's just say they have a lot of work to do if they want to compete with the big boys. Their current class ranks 70th overall and 15th in the CC, which is not exactly what you'd call impressive. Meanwhile, Nebraska is trying to rebuild under Matt Rule, but it's clear they still have a long way to go. Their recruiting class is currently ranked 72nd in the nation, which puts them dead last in the Big Ten. Not exactly the kind of momentum you want to see if you're a Cornhuskers fan. It's worth noting that these rankings can change quickly, and there are still plenty of top recruits out there who haven't made their decisions yet. But for now, it's clear that some teams are ahead of the curve while others are playing catch-up. Joel Klatt recently released his top 10 list of college football players for 2025. And I have to say, it's an interesting mix of talent. We might have to discuss that in more detail on a future show. For now, though, let's just say that the world of college football is always full of surprises, and we can't wait to see how the season unfolds. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. We're closing out today's show with a story that's been making waves in the NFL. If you're a Los Angeles Rams fan, you might want to sit down for this one. The team's veteran quarterback, Matthew Stafford, has been dealing with back soreness and has missed his second straight week of training camp practices. Now, I know what you're thinking. Howard, is this the end of the road for Stafford? But don't panic just yet, folks. According to Rams coach Sean McVay, there's a plan in place for Stafford's return, but they're not ready to share it with the public just yet. McVay said at this point there is a plan in place. But what I don't want to do is give you guys a date, and then, if that does change, then there's assumptions that I would imagine that I would have if I was in your guys' shoes that can lead you to think, oh man, something's really up. Oh man. It's understandable that the team wants to keep things under wraps for now. After all, they don't want to raise any unnecessary alarms or give their opponents an edge. But as a fan, it's only natural to be concerned about your team's star player. Stafford, who's entering his 17th season in the NFL, has been dealing with back issues before, so this isn't entirely new territory for him. And with Jimmy Garoppolo waiting in the wings, the Rams have a capable backup who can lead the team if needed. So, what does this mean for the Rams' season? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, the NFL is full of surprises, and you can never count out a veteran like Matthew Stafford. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, these are some of my humble thoughts.